Hey there, and welcome back to GameStop TV. I'm Julian Huguet, and today it is my privilege to tell you all about the JRPG Persona 5. If you're already all about Japanese role-playing games, I would bet my bottom yen that you played Persona 5 the day it was launched in North America back in winter of 2014. I mean April 2017. But if you don't know much about it, either because the game's developer Atlus cracked down on spoilers hard, or because the letters J, R, P, and G in that order intimidate you, let me tell you why you should pick up Persona 5, and why now is the perfect time. First off, don't let the sequel number fool you. Persona 5 is entirely its own game. The setting, story, and almost all the characters are unrelated to the previous installments. Atlus does carry over a few elements from one Persona to the next. You, as the protagonist, are almost always a Japanese high school student, doing what typical Japanese teenagers do. You study for tests, get part-time jobs, make friends, travel with those friends, into other dimensions to do battle with monsters. You know, normal Japan stuff. In Persona 5, the running theme is heists in all their various forms. Casinos, castles, art museums, you name it. The game ties these different iconic settings together by making them part of a metaverse. You and your friends, dubbed the Phantom Thieves, aren't breaking into physical locations, but the twisted mental palaces of society's powerful and corrupt. Your goal isn't to steal riches, but to steal their hearts and make them realize the error in their ways. But it's not all dodging cameras and limboing under lasers. You will have to fight. A lot. When you engage a guard or boss, they'll reveal their true form. This is where the personas come in. Your enemies will be any one of hundreds of personas, which typically take their inspiration from mythical beasts and gods. So they can be anything from the Mothman to a demon sitting on a toilet to things that are somehow even less appropriate to show on GameStop TV. Rated M for mature. Though some of them may seem silly, the concept of a persona that acts as a mask and gives you strength is rooted in Jungian psychology. In fact, you'll spot a lot of nods to the pioneering Swiss psychologist's ideas throughout the game. But your enemies aren't the only ones who manifest their true forms in battle. Along with their ranged and melee weapons, each Phantom Thief has their own unique persona, and each persona has its own strengths, weaknesses, and movesets. While most of the Phantom Thieves are limited to just one persona, you, the flinty-eyed, silent protagonist known as Joker, can use any that you've convinced to join your party. You can also upgrade and combine personas to create new and more powerful ones. Whatever you think represents your true form, you can recruit it or create it. For me, yeah, it's probably that demon sitting on the toilet. While you will spend a lot of time in the metaverse pulling off heists that move the story forward, you'll also have plenty to do in real-world Tokyo. There are movies to see, giant burgers to eat, and jobs to job. But use your time wisely, because each activity moves the clock forward, and the in-game calendar marches on relentlessly. And don't go thinking you can sneak off at night to do more, because your talking cat imposes a very strict bedtime. Yes, you have a talking cat. That occasionally turns into a bus, because Japan. Anyway, these activities will level up your various social stats, like knowledge and charm, which in turn will open up more opportunities for you to get closer to the people around you. As you build relationships with your confidants, you'll unlock perks that are hugely useful in the metaverse. Some confidants are more useful than others, and you'll want to give them the bulk of your time, but you'll be compelled to dive deeper into the lives of even the minor ones. The supporting cast in Persona 5 is fantastic, each with rich backstories rooted in pain and tragedy. Like any of us, they may put on a mask for the outside world, but deep down, they have their demons. No, not that kind, come on. Credit to the voice actors too, who do a great job. Although one of the few recurring characters, Igor, does have a new voice after the original Japanese voice actor passed away. And call me picky, but I just feel like his new voice doesn't fit him somehow. Regardless, you want to know these people. You want to become closer to them. You care for them. And if that helps you stomp meta monsters too, it's a nice bonus. If it wasn't obvious yet, this is a game you are going to sink a ton of time into. It will be your waifu. You'll put 100 hours into one playthrough of this game easily, and you still won't get to know all your confidants in your social circle. But it's not a game that wears you out. Everything about this game just oozes style and charisma, and it doesn't get old. Even the menus are works of art, and no review of Persona 5 is complete without a nod to the music. You will hear the same songs over and over and over again, and usually hearing the same audio on loop gets old pretty fast. Just ask a GameStop associate. But not in Persona 5. The soundtrack slaps, both figuratively and literally, as the funky bass lines that underscore every battle will get stuck in your head. Even after clocking 100 hours, you'll want to fire up New Game Plus mode and flesh out the backstories you missed. Now, if you're a seasoned Persona 5 veteran, there's reason to get excited all over again. Persona 5 Royal releases March 31st. This new version includes a new school semester, a new area of Tokyo to explore, new characters, and a story arc that is... Wait, let me check my notes. Yep, it's new. Atlus has done this in the past and put in the work necessary to make the expansion seamless. Perhaps the best news of all is your camp counselor Kat is willing to give you a little more leeway when it comes to your curfew, and that alone sold me. You can pre-order your copy of Persona 5 Royal here, or if 100 hours of JRPG bliss sounds like a good starting point, you can pick up a pre-owned copy of the original, then come back for the expanded version, because I think this game is gonna steal your heart. Well, that's it for me. I'm Julian Huguet. If you want to tell me about your Persona 5 experience, find me on Twitter @HugItOut. We'll be back with more GameStop TV.